Hey guys, and welcome back to a new video. This is the third part of the dependency injection playlist, and in this video I'm going to show you how to rebuild this application, the countries app that I showed you in the previous video by using Hilt library. In the previous video we built this application together, and I showed you how to create it without dependency injection, then with the constructor dependency injection, and now we are going to use the Hilt dependency injection to rebuild this application together. Let's get started. Here is the URL that we are going to use. This is the endpoint and this is the base URL. By copy and paste it in a browser, you can achieve the sample of the response or the entire response. By clicking on this, it can be like that, pretty print. Control A, Control C to copy it, and let's go back to the Android Studio. I have created the data classes out of that sample, but if you don't know how to do it, right click here, new, create a package. I called it models, and you can do it the same. Right click on the models, new, and I have a plugin here that is doing it for me automatically. If you don't have this plugin, go to file, go to settings in the plugins, and you can search for JSON to Kotlin class and install it. Then you can use it. This item will appear here. Click it, Control V, the sample is here, format it, name it, and generate. And you will have all of the data classes here. So we have our data classes, and this is the main data class that the data comes to this, and in case of list, just like this, the countries and the borders and etc., you will have extra classes for them here. Here in the Gradle wrapper, I have the Gradle version 8.14. In the Gradle modular app here, you can see that I have added this on the top. If you are using the Kotlin version 2 and higher, I'm using Kotlin 2.0.21, you need this line of code and you have to add it here, and in the library it's here. You have to add it here. This is for Hilt, you need it here, and here I have 8 lines of versions, and here I've implemented these 8 lines, and in the build.gradle down below also I have these 8 lines, and on the top I have this plugin that I showed you here, this one here I call it, and at the end I have this Kotlin annotation processing tool to use the annotations. That's it. We are ready to start. After adding all of these dependencies, please sync your project and you are ready to start. This is the main activity. I've deleted the extra default codes, and let's close these models and the Gradle. And here in the root, new Kotlin class, and let's start with having an interface, calling it API service. Before I start, let me mention something. To follow this video, you need some knowledge. First of all, you should know about the view model, then about the retrofit, and a bit about the flow, and hopefully all of those videos are available in my YouTube channel, and I'm going to put the links down below in the description. If you don't know any of them, please go watch those videos, then come back to this video. Just like the retrofit library that I showed you, we have a 7-step standard structure. Here also I'm going to build a kind of structure, and later you can use it in clean architecture and in test and whatever you want. So by following this structure, you can use it wherever you want, and you can have good applications. So let's start with having a suspend function, calling it get countries. To the list of countries item, and I don't need this parenthesis here. On top of this suspend function, we are going to use annotation get and parentheses, and here the endpoint should be added. Okay, that's it, we have it. Let's go further. Here I'm going to create another interface and calling it my repository. In this structure, we are going to have two repositories. One of them is the interface, the other one is the class, and we are going to build that to implement this interface repository. And as I said, it's just a pattern that we are going to follow to make our application testable. So inside my repository, we are going to use a suspend function and calling it fetch countries or fetch countries data, whatever you want. And here we have again the list of countries item. Let's go one step further and create a class calling it my repository implementation. This class inherits from the my repository. So after adding this inheritance, the compiler will tell you implement members. What's the implementation? Override of the suspend function fetch countries that we have created inside my repository. And here we are going to write return API service get countries, and we need this API service. So here I'm going to add this API service into the construction of constructor of this class. But there is a question: how Hilt knows that we need this API service, the instance of this API service, and how to give it to this my repository implementation? Of course, it doesn't know it, and we need to tell to Hilt library that you should do it behind the scene for us. So now we are going to create an object and calling it module. Modules are used in this case to delegate providing any dependency for us and giving it to the class that needs it. So let's say the module is the main core, is the brain of the dependency injection. Here, right click, Kotlin object, and let's call it network module. Okay. In the structure that I showed you in the retrofit playlist, also we had this object. So you see, when I'm telling you a step by step everything, if you follow it later, you are going to use it. Here, this object should have two annotations. One of them is module by Dagger, and the other one is installing, again by Dagger. And here we need a parenthesis, and let me add a comment here first. This installing decides the scope of the dependency, the lifetime of the dependency. So it can be either singleton component, that means totally the word singleton here means that this exists as long as our application exists. So by opening the application, this object will be created, and by closing the application, it will be destroyed. And if you want to attach such object to an activity instead of this singleton, you can use activity component or activity retained, or maybe if you want to attach it to a view model, you can use a view model component, and all of them are available in the Dagger Hilt, and based on your project you can use them. So in this case we are going to use singleton. We want this object to be alive all the time that our application is alive. Inside it we need a function, and let's call it provide API service. This function will create the API service, which is the retrofit setup. And here I'm going to import this and import this and change the base URL because the AI gives us a wrong base URL. This is the base URL that we are going to use. Now, by using two annotations, one of them, of course, is provide. We are going to tell to Dagger Hilt, provide this API service for us and create this API service, and behind the scene, give it to this my repository implementation. So that's why we are using this object and this function, and of course it should be singleton. Okay, here is this, and this provides. Let me add a comment here as well later in the GitHub if you are, sorry, not you. In my GitHub, if you copy the code, you will see this comment, and it will say that this provide means this method provides a dependency for us, preparing this dependency, and then it will be injected to this my repository implementation by its constructor. So a step further, we need to join these two repositories together somewhere in our application, and we are going to do it here. But another thing, just like here that we are providing the API service for this my repository implementation, we need to provide this my repository for our view model, and we are going to do it here. So first let's create the view model, then we will come back here to add the provide function. I have this view model. Let's zoom. Hey, you are a view model. You know that? Okay. Now this class knows that it's a view model. And here I need a private value calling it repository. We had the things that I wanted. Okay. I have added the instance of this my repository interface to this because we need to use this variable here inside the body of the view model. But again, how Hilt knows that should inject this to this? Let's go to the module and create another function to tell Dagger Hilt that you should provide it for us behind the scene. So a function, and let's calling it provide my Z3. We need to pass the API service to it, and it inherits from this my repository interface and returns my repository implementation and also the API service. So here we are joining these two repositories together, and also I need to tell to Dagger Hilt that it should be singleton and you should provide it for me. And as you can see, these two methods are great. That means in the theme of my Android Studio that we never called them. So as you can see, it's never used, and even it tells me that I should safe delete it. But after first test of the application, the color will be changed to blue, just like this, just like other functions that we are calling them. So that shows that Dagger Hilt behind the scene is calling this to function and providing the thing that I need. Here inside the view model, I need to tell the Hilt that it's the Hilt view model, and also here I need to add inject constructor and telling the Dagger Hilt that you should inject this variable for me to this class. Let's go further. Inside the view model, we are going to create a private function, private value, a state flow of list of countries item. Here is the thing that I want. For the first time, this AI helped me. Always is annoying, but sometimes good. Another value, not such simple, but I can add the thing that I want here. Colon, a state flow of, yes, list of countries, data class countries item, and is equal to this. The data will come and sit inside this variable, and you are storing it to this countries variable, and later in the screen function or inside the main activity, we are calling this and extracting data and using it to display the country's data. A private function fetch countries, and let me copy and paste this part because it's repeated part from the other fetch countries from the other application that we are already created in the previous video. So inside the repository we had this function fetch countries. We are going to call it inside the view model, and that's it. Here I'm going to add init block and call this function. As I told you before inside the other videos, this init is just like the onCreate. When we are opening the application, onCreate function will call automatically, and whatever is between these two blocks will be called. And here also, as soon as this country view model is created, anything is between these two blocks will be called and will be executed automatically for us. So the data will fetch and will sit inside these countries. The next step is here. Inside the main activity, we are going to use this annotation to tell the Dagger Hilt that is Android entry point of our application. And last but not least, we need another class here to create. We have a class. We are going to call it my application, and here the type of this class is application. That's it. And here we need to annotate it by Hilt Android app. Inside the manifest, we need to register it by just this line of code. Before starting recording, I've added here to test, and you can see it. Just this line of code should be added here inside the application block. I don't need this manifest. I'm going to close it. And why do we need this class? Consider inside the repository, we need to use context for some reason. By type of application. In such a case, how we should achieve this application? That's why we need to create this my application class. We are going to have this here, and maybe here I'm going to have init block inside of it, a value again, calling it app name, just test, equals to app context, and getting the name of the application and just printing it inside of this module. Now we can create this application, and here also we are going to add this app. So simple. We just introduce it to the Hilt, and Hilt will provide it for us, and here we can use it, and also we can send it wherever we want inside the application. So just in case, if we need the context, we can use this my application class, but we need to add it inside the structure of our dependency injection pattern. So let's go back here. I'm going to comment this because we don't need it in application. Comment this, and in the module I'm going to press Ctrl D, duplicate this, and comment this, and I'm going to leave them all like this, and you can have it inside the GitHub, and use them if you want. It's for you. Yes, everything is done here. Let's go to the main activity. Before that, I'm going to copy and paste the screen class and just let me introduce it to you only. So here, country screen, and let's pass a modifier inner padding to this file. Where is it? Yeah, country escape. On the top, we are going to introduce the view model here, country view model. Type is Hilt view model this time. And the modifier is here. And we are going to create this variable, country, by viewModel.countries.collect as a state. And all the data is sitting inside these countries. It's a list as we created here. It was a list, a state flow inside a list. So here we have the country item, which is this function, and we are passing the countries one by one to this country item. It's a lazy column, of course. Inside it, I have a card, and inside the card we have a row here. Left side we have async image, right side we have a column. In the column we have 3 texts for the name, capital, and the population. And let's just test the application. Okay, here we have all the data of the countries, and you can see them. That was whatever I wanted to tell you about the Dagger Hilt, and in the next video I'm going to rebuild again this application using coin library. If you want to financially support me, you can buy me a coffee through link down below in the description, and if you have any question, write them down below in the comment box. I will be so happy to read and answer your comments. Have a good time. See you in next video. Happy coding. Bye bye.